Prepare to be enthralled as we delve into the fascinating realm of advanced weaponry. Phasers, the pinnacle of technological marvels, have become the coveted weapon among the stars. Carried by Starfleet and other cosmic powers, these remarkable devices belong to the extraordinary category of directed energy weapons. As we venture into the 23rd century, we witness the emergence of phasers and disruptors, leaving behind the era of archaic projectile weapons that now seem rudimentary in comparison. Regardless of their classification, these handheld marvels possess unparalleled potency. From gentle stunning effects to the potential for utter vaporization, the intensity of their settings covers the entire spectrum. Brace yourself for an exhilarating adventure as we unravel the hidden secrets and peel back the layers surrounding the might of phasers. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. The phaser. In the vast expanse of the Star Trek universe, phasers emerge as the quintessential weapon of choice for numerous spacefaring powers. These directed energy marvels form the backbone of any respectable arsenal, showcasing their versatility and raw power. While most phasers fall under the classification of particle weapons, unleashing Nadion particle beams with lethal precision, there exist exceptional variants such as the Ferengi hand phaser, classified as plasma weapons, emanating force plasma beams with their unique signature. The true potency of phasers lies in their ability to unleash a multitude of effects, carefully tailored based on the intensity, field of beam, bearing the acronym Phased Energy Rectification. Phasers have earned their status as the standard and ubiquitous directed energy weapons within Starfleet and the powers that align them. Starfleet's phasers adhere to a consistent naming convention, representing their power and size. The handheld models bear the lower numbers, allowing for portability and ease of use. However, as the numerical designation ascends, the phasers evolve into behemoth instruments of immense power, growing in size and becoming too unwieldy for manual operation. The pinnacle of this progression is the Type 3 phaser, where practicality necessitates attachments to vehicles, vessels, or fortified outposts to accommodate their tremendous power requirements. Not a regular handgun. At first glance, phasers may appear as simple weapons with the ability to stun or kill opponents. However, their true nature is far more fascinating and versatile than meets the eye. Over the years, these remarkable devices have evolved into multifunctional tools, becoming indispensable companions for Starfleet officers. Beyond their capacity to incapacitate adversaries, phasers boast a plethora of applications that extends far beyond combat. One of the intriguing aspects of phaser technology is its ability to serve as a multi-purpose tool. It can meld metals together, generate intense heat, and even act as a precise instrument for artistic expression, etching intricate marks onto canvas. This adaptability showcases the ingenuity behind the design, making phasers a true Swiss Army knife for the intrepid officers of Starfleet. Depending on the power level specified by the user, these weapons can produce a wide array of effects. For instance, a phaser can deliver a forceful impact, hurling an individual backward or rendering them unconscious. The powerful Klingons, known for their resilience, can endure higher degrees of phaser intensity compared to humans. Skilled officers must fine-tune their phasers to achieve the desired effect, akin to modern-day law enforcement officers adjusting the electrical charge of a taser to incapacitate a target effectively. Yet it's on its highest setting that these diminutive devices truly unleash devastation. Capable of large-scale destruction, phasers can not only cause fatalities, but also disintegrate a person completely if the setting is cranked to the extreme, reminiscent of the dramatic dust effect seen in the film Avengers Endgame. In the Star Trek shows, they are even suggested to have the power to demolish buildings, as exemplified by Commander Data in the Season 3 episode of The Next Generation, titled Ensigns of Command. In this gripping tale, Data employs a phaser to obliterate an aqueduct, highlighting the destructive capabilities of these weapons.
It is illogical.
What makes it pew-pew? Phasers indeed delve into the realm of technobabble, introducing concepts that push the boundaries of our current understanding of physics. In order to provide an explanation for the functioning of phasers, Star Trek introduces the concept of nadions, an exotic form of photon that serves as the foundation of these advanced weapons. Nadions exhibit peculiar characteristics, moving at the speed of light, except when they don't. Depending on their energy levels, they can either tear apart atomic bonds, behave like conventional lasers, or generate a mild electromagnetic field that momentarily disrupts the nervous system. The generation of nadions involves intricate plasma interactions, which further adds to the mystery surrounding their nature. Attempting to offer a speculative explanation for the workings of phasers, one might draw parallels to the principles behind phased radar arrays. This analogy suggests that phasers operate through the utilization of multiple independent emitters, each controlling the phase of their emissions to create a single, highly controllable beam through the phenomenon of destructive and constructive interference. In this scenario, the phaser beam, supported by an accurate scanning system, could deliver precise amounts of heat to various points in a target's nervous system, overwhelming it or inducing a mild form of heat stroke. When set to higher power levels, the emitters could escalate the energy output and potentially adjust the convergence point of the beam to penetrate the target, effectively causing internal destruction. While this explanation remains speculative and fictional, it attempts to offer a semblance of plausibility within the confines of the Star Trek universe. The intricacies of phaser technology, with its interplay of nadions and plasma interactions, provide a captivating narrative backdrop, demonstrating the ingenuity and imagination of the Star Trek creators. Categories and features. Handheld phasers serve a multitude of purposes, extending beyond their role as weapons. These devices, which had varying sizes and power capacities, possessed substantial energy storage. They were capable of releasing concentrated energy discharges in the form of either beams or continuous streams. Let's take a closer look at some of these phaser models. Type 1, a small yet clever weapon known informally as Cricket. This compact and inconspicuous phaser had a remarkable talent for blending in effortlessly. Its settings could be adjusted to release bursts of energy automatically at specific intervals. However, despite its small size, it lacked the capabilities, endurance, and versatility of its larger counterparts. These phasers were kept close by individuals involved in delicate diplomatic missions, keeping their true power concealed and surrounded by an air of secrecy, rarely making an appearance during these intense situations. Type 2. These phasers, widely esteemed as the standard weaponry across Starfleet's expansive fleet and installations, achieved a remarkable balance between compactness and power. Its original design ambitiously combined the features of the smaller Type 1 phaser, complete with a grip reminiscent of a sleek pistol. However, as time passed, the Type 2 underwent a notable transformation, shedding its former appearance and adopting a more refined look. It now boasted a luminous display that showcased the phaser's power levels. While faithfully inheriting the fundamental functionalities of its predecessors, the Type 2 demonstrated enhanced might and increased versatility. Much like skilled artisans wielding their tools, its wielder could adjust the settings to convert it into a precise cutting tool or a formidable energy source. In a daring demonstration of its explosive potential, it could even be pushed to overload, transforming into a fearsome explosive device. Type 2, Pulse Phase Pistol. Amidst the relentless Dominion battle, it became increasingly evident that the traditional weapons were losing their effectiveness against the formidable Jem'Hadar forces. To address this urgent challenge, Starfleet Security undertook a mission to develop a solution, giving rise to a formidable variant known as the Type 2 Pulse Phase Pistol. This compact marvel distinguished itself from the standard Type 2 phasers with its unique design, featuring a grip reminiscent of a reliable pistol and prominent sight points at its apex. The altered form and firing pattern required additional training for Starfleet personnel, enhancing their proficiency in phaser combat techniques. As a result, the Type 2 Pulse Phase Pistol found its rightful place in the hands of those entrusted with security operations, the brave security personnel, who were responsible for upholding safety and maintaining the strategic advantage. Type 3, presenting itself as the most imposing of Starfleet's standard-issue phasers, Type 3, fondly known as the phaser rifle, reigned supreme in terms of accuracy and sustained firepower, surpassing its previous counterpart. However, it did not outshine its one-handed counterparts in raw power. Phaser rifles served their purpose when heavier firepower was needed, although they were typically not carried by landing parties. The initial version of the Type 3 featured a sturdy build, complete with a rear handle that transformed gracefully into a shoulder support. Over time, it underwent a transformation, becoming more simple and compact as the 2360s progressed. In the early years of 2370s, a pursuit of unrivaled precision led to another metamorphosis, resulting in a rifle that proudly showcased a shoulder stock, a rear grip reminiscent of a pistol, and another grip under its barrel for enhanced control, a combination of sights and a light, and an inbuilt sling for convenient carrying. Two new variants were introduced. However, the compression rifle eventually faded into obscurity, as the Type 3 itself proved to be versatile, capable of transformation with a simple change to its emitter. With this adaptation, the rifle could discharge both single beams and pulsating surges as desired by the user. Type 3 EVA variant. In the ever-changing landscape, Starfleet introduced a specialized version of the Type 3 rifle designed for extravehicular activity, EVA missions. This unique variant featured a fascinating array of features tailored to the challenges encountered in the depths of space. Embracing adaptability, it sported two grips, like that of a pistol, providing unparalleled ease and dexterity for the courageous officers navigating the void. To ensure compatibility with the distinct attire of those in EVA suits, the trigger guard gracefully moved aside, allowing seamless operation even in harsh environments. As the celestial ballet unfolded, the exceptional rifle showcased an affinity for celestial bodies themselves, with magnetic areas that could attach securely to starship hulls. This ingenious design choice facilitated a symbiotic relationship, empowering officers to affix their reliable companion to the very vessel that propelled them through the cosmos. Next in line are the mighty vessel-mounted energy weaponry, an integral component of spacecraft armaments across countless civilizations. Harnessing the boundless energy generated by starships, these weapons manifested in various types and delivery methods. Among them, phasers reigned supreme as the chosen directed energy weaponry for Federation starships, rarely straying from this path. First, we encounter cannons, fierce weapons designed for close quarters combat, unleashing rapid bolts or pulses of energy. They lacked the precision of consistent beams, but compensated with an unrelenting volley of devastating firepower. At shorter distances, their impact was truly fearsome. Moving onward, we uncover banks, an earlier incarnation embraced by Starfleet. These collections of emitters synchronized their efforts, uniting to project a concentrated energy beam capable of inflicting severe damage upon any unfortunate recipient. A potent display of focus strength. The journey takes us to arrays, a marvel of advanced technology, comprised of lengthy strips adorned with interconnected emitters. These arrays shared a common power feed, granting the ship the ability to unleash a barrage of energy. These banks harmoniously drew upon shared energy sources and targeted technology, fostering a harmonious synergy. In the year 2270s, the ingenious redesign of the Federation's phaser power systems revolutionized their capabilities. Power, harnessed straight from the warp core itself, surged forth, infusing the phaser banks with unprecedented might, a testament to the unyielding pursuit of enhanced power output. A wide variety of phaser types adorned starships, with new technologies being incorporated into each generation. Here are some notable examples of phasers bolted on various ships. The Type 4 Phaser Bank. This is by far the tiniest one of them all, exceeding the power of the Type 3 rifle. It's not only functioned as the main weapon system for Starfleet's auxiliary fleet, but was also utilized on ground-based automobiles. Although it was not primarily designed for offensive purposes, it offered satisfactory defensive capabilities against threats of comparable size. These phasers were frequently utilized on Type 6 shuttles within the Federation. In the year 2368, the Magellan underwent modifications by incorporating a Type 4 phaser. These enhancements aimed to navigate the uncharted voids within the Genet star system by emitting a sequence of photon pulses. Type 5 Phaser Bank, often considered high-powered weapons and easily found on shuttlecraft. Although not as potent or long-lasting as other types, it compensated with its simple yet efficient design. In fact, it was a perfect competitor for the modern Type 4 version in various factors. Type 6 Phaser Bank, utilized on lightweight crafts, this one boasted significantly more power, better recharge rates, extended ranges, and increased offensive capabilities compared to its alternatives. However, it lacked some of the maintenance and energy advantages found in the Type 7 Phaser Array. Type 7 Phaser Array. The Type 7 Phaser Array, the biggest emitter deployed on small crafts, surpassed its smaller counterparts in terms of power, recharge rates, range, and firing capabilities. Due to the latest technological advancements, Starfleet reduced the portability of the Type 7, making it compatible with vessels that were previously considered too small for such weaponry. Type 8 Phaser Array. The Type 8 Phaser Array was the preferred armament for the most small to intermediate-sized Starfleet ships. While firepower and capabilities varied between ship classes, the underlying operating principles of the Type 8 remained consistent. This phaser provided exceptional attack and protection capabilities, enabling ships with limited internal volume to allocate space for other critical operations. Type 9 Phaser Array. The Type 9 Phaser Array functioned as the main armament for the larger Starfleet vessels and certain medium-sized patrol and combat-oriented crafts. Although it was larger and more complex than the Type 8, it provided exceptional power with an amazing rate of fire. Type 10 Phaser Array. Before the evolution of Type 12, it served as the most powerful weapon utilized on Federation vessels. It notably acted as the primary armament for the Galaxy-class ships and eventually made its way into other variations of the fleet, offering impressive power to a few of Starfleet's largest ships. Originally, the Type 10 phasers were installed on Galaxy and Intrepid-class ships. Type 11 Phaser Array. It was primarily employed for interplanetary defense operations. Its emitters were specifically designed to reduce the thermal blooming of the phaser beam. Carriages housing Type 11 phaser emitters were integrated into the habitat ring of Deep Space Nine, adapted for space use. Type 12 Phaser Array. Originally named the Type X+, the Type 12 Phaser Array was initially utilized in dedicated planetary protection arrays and served as the primary armament for heavily fortified starbases starting in 2363. Initially, it was considered impractical for starships due to its demanding power requirements and large support systems. However, advancements in technology by 2368 enabled a substantial reduction in its size. At the same time, the ship's energy systems underwent enhancements to accommodate and support this weapon on starships. Type 12 Pulse Phaser Array. On the USS Theurgy, a Type 12 Pulse Phaser Array was installed, offering the flexibility of utilizing either beams or pulse modes depending on the specific tactical requirements of the situation at hand. This allowed the crew to adapt their phaser abilities to effectively address various combat scenarios encountered during their missions. Type U Pulse Phaser Cannon. The Type U Pulse Phaser Cannon was a significant breakthrough in phaser weapons technology, showcasing advanced capabilities for combat purposes. It incorporated emitter crystals, quick discharge EPS banks, and rapid beam concentrating coils, all contributing to its exceptional performance. The weapon operated by releasing a stored charge in the form of a pulse, which posed challenges for shielding systems and armor. Originally deployed on the Defiant ship, it demonstrated its effectiveness in engagements against Jem'Hadar fighters, showcasing its combat prowess and value in combat scenarios. Type U Plus Pulse Phaser Cannon. The Type U Plus Pulse Phaser Cannon functioned based on similar principles as its larger counterpart, but in a smaller and more compact design. It had approximately 40% firepower compared to the standard Type U Pulse Phaser Cannon. This weapon was widely utilized on Federation fighters and auxiliary crafts, providing them with a reliable offensive capability. The AC-307 Mk2 Valkyrie initially incorporated the Type U Plus Pulse Phaser Cannon as part of its armament. However, the AC-409 Mk3 Valkyrie featured an upgraded version of the cannon, specifically mounted on its wings. This upgraded version received enhanced power from the warp drive, further augmenting its combat performance and effectiveness in engagements. Type 1 Raleigh Heavy Pulse Phaser Cannon. The Type 1 Raleigh Heavy Pulse Phaser Cannon was a specialized weapon designed specifically for wing mounts. It offered a higher firepower yield compared to the cannons installed on the Mk3 Valkyrie. However, due to its increased power output, during extended battles, it had a tendency to experience overheating issues. As a result, the cannon was optimized for quick strikes, with built-in cooldown periods to prevent overheating and maintain its operational efficiency. The AC-347 Knight-class interceptor and the refitted SS Sabine NX 59846 were among the vessels equipped with these cannons, utilizing them for their offensive capabilities. Phaser settings. In the world of handheld phasers, power output was denoted on a common scale, but not all phasers could reach the highest settings. The Type 1 phasers were limited to settings 1 through 8, while Type 2 and Type 3 had access to all 16 settings. At the lower end of the scale, a light stun could temporarily impair base-typed humanoids, leaving them in a slight daze and unable to stand. However, if fired at close range and aimed at a vital organ, prolonged exposure could result in enough trauma to be fatal. Moving up to the medium stun, base-type humanoids would remain unconscious for about 15 minutes. The heavy stun setting would extend this unconscious state to an average of 1 hour. As the power increased, so did the effects. The low thermal setting caused epidermal trauma, while high thermal resulted in severe burns. These discharges could also produce deep heat storage effects with metal alloys. Disruption settings caused molecular damage to both organic tissues and structural materials. Moderate disruption could cause substantial damage to organic tissue, potentially proving lethal to most base-type humanoids. Medium disruption would vaporize organic tissue and light alloys, while high disruption would vaporize medium alloys. As we venture into explosive territory, the slight explosive setting could vaporize ultra-dense alloys and even explosively detach approximately 10 M3 of rock with a single discharge. The power continued to escalate, with low explosive detaching about 50 M3 of rock, moderate explosive reaching approximately 90 M3, and medium explosive dislodging around 160 M3 of rock. At the highest end of the scale, high explosives produced major heating effects on shielded matter, with an explosive detachment of approximately 370 M3 of rock. Finally, the extreme explosive setting caused minor fracturing in shielded matter and could explosively detach around 650 M3 of rock. Will phasers ever become a thing in real life? The notion of real-world phasers existing remains a distant dream. Within the illustrious world of Star Trek, these iconic weapons harness the power of nadions, a fictional particle emitted in a beam that can manifest an array of effects. However, lasers, both in Star Trek universe and our reality, offer a glimpse of what phasers might emulate. By concentrating energy onto a precise target, lasers generate intense heat capable of shattering molecular bonds and potentially triggering explosive consequences. Alas, the challenge lies in discovering a sufficiently compact power source to birth a practical weapon akin to those wielded effortlessly by Star Trek characters. Presently, our laser pointers possess a modicum of firepower, capable of gradually burning through paper. Regrettably, the disintegration marvels witnessed in Star Trek elude the realm of possibility for lasers or their kin. Instead, their realm lies within the realm of melting and evaporating. On a divergent note, stunning adversaries presents an entirely distinct effect. Perhaps if stun functionality were to manifest as a distinct weapon, akin to a secondary barrel on a firearm accommodating diverse ammunition, a glimmer of potential might emerge. Envision a harmonious union of a laser and a taser, sharing a common power source yet boasting distinctive firing mechanisms. While tasers eschew beams as their modus operandi, a tantalizing hypothesis entertains the possibility of dual energy beams acting as ionizers, enabling the flow of current current through the air. Nonetheless, prudence urges caution, favoring the deployment of discreet weapons, one tailored for incapacitating foes from afar, and the other a harbinger of lethal intent. To recapitulate, while the plausibility of real-world phasers akin to those celebrated in Star Trek stands on shaky ground, glimpses of their functionality shimmer through the laser-based weaponry and separate devices designed to stun. However, fashioning a true phaser brimming with all its multifaceted capabilities firmly remains the realm of science fiction, where dreams and imagination dance hand in hand. Marvelous verdict. In conclusion, phasers represent a fundamental pillar of weaponry in the vast universe of science fiction. As energy-based weapons, they have captivated the imaginations of fans and enthusiasts alike, with their versatile and destructive capabilities. From the smallest handheld devices to the massive arrays found on starships and planetary defenses, phasers have become iconic symbols of power and technological advancement. As we journey further into the realms of imagination, we can only anticipate further advancements in phaser technology, offering even more thrilling possibilities for exploration, defense, and discovery. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone!